It's the NFL on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Jacksonville Jaguars and the New Orleans Saints. And it comes your way next.
You can almost hear the noise coming from the nearby French Quarter. And they're being just as loud inside Caesars Superdome here in New Orleans. Joined by a former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Heward. I'm Kate Scott. And Brock, you can brag if you'd like to, because I know you had quite the big arm in your days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field.
Yeah, you got a couple QBs who are going to keep these defenses honest today, because the moment they get greedy in coverage or get too aggressive in the pocket, either of these quarterbacks can drop a dime, drop a deep throw right over him for big yardage, and maybe 6 points too.
Blake Groupie out and ready to send this away. And we're underway in Caesars Superdome. Here's Parker Washington with the return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. So here are the Jaguars taking over for the first time on offense. And bringing them out to former #1 overall pick out of Clemson in 2021, Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence has had a remarkable career. Over 50 starts in high school and a winner all the way along. A national champion and 3-year starter at Clemson, and really a starter from day one after the first pick in the draft in Jacksonville. The key for Trevor at this level, though, is to do it season in and season out. That's what the greats before him have done. The Bradys, the Mannings, the #1 picks of the past. If you want to become a great and you want to take your game to another level, you got to do it year in and year out.
Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Out of the gun, Lawrence. It's caught. This is Gabe Davis. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. Give him 8 yards on the play. And that'll be good for a Jacksonville first down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Here's ETN on 1st down. It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. Brought down by Tyrann Mathieu.
You know, that's a good run right there. Keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 43. The throw finds Evan Ingram. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It goes as a pickup of 37 yards. And that's a Jaguar first down.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
Jaguars making their first trip inside the red zone. They've got 1st and 10 right along the 20. Inside handoff goes to ETN. And he's able to manage a couple on that run.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. From the shotgun, Lawrence. He brings it in. And he's going to be tackled, but still all the way down to the 6. It's a real solid pickup, 12 yards, and it rewards him with a 1st and goal.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
Still chances to get these final 4 yards. It's 2nd and goal. Lawrence throwing here. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! And the Saints grab it!
Holding offense.
So that was holding on the offense, and a quick declination from the defense means this stands as a turnover. Carr now on 1st and 10. That's caught by Chris Olave. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. That's a 38-yard play for him to move the sticks.
You know, Kit, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
So the big play gets him inside the opposing 45, Brock, with a new set of downs to boot. Receiver in motion going left. Carr with it on 1st. Finds him over the middle. And he's able to get this down to the 36.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. In the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
This is Alvin Kamara with it. And this defense offering no room at all up the gut there. No gain. The former #1 pick, Trayvon Walker on the stop. No gain on 2nd down, and they need 2 here on 3rd.
As that linebacker makes that tackle right in the middle of the field, all I'm thinking about right now, Kate's training camp. Because that's the middle drill right there. That is textbook. What you do in training camp, coming to life when it matters.
It's Kamara on 3rd down. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
I don't know what it is, Kate, but I love 3rd down runs. I really do. I know the receivers don't always like it because it's money down and they want the ball, but a 3rd down run for a 1st down could be so demoralizing to that defense.
They've got 1st down from the 31. They'll motion a tight end left. They go play action with Carr. Big catch is made, and he got the feet in too. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
They've set themselves up well for an opening drive touchdown here, Brock. It's 1st and goal. Motioning left is Olave. Whiteout's getting involved in the ground game. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, you call that play to surprise the defense, try to get to the goal line. But a quick adjustment by the defense, well, it kept him in position to make the stop and ruin that play.
Going the wrong way. It's 2nd and goal now, back at the 12. They put a receiver in motion here left. Here's a give inside to Kamara. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1.
Even though that run did not net them a 1st down, I can promise you this, Kate. I promise you. I know how it works. They're going to circle that one. They're going to remember that one. And when they need some key yards on the ground, they'll come back to that call later.
Buckle up. It's 3rd and goal. Carr back to throw. And he'll score. Touchdown, New Orleans. The Saints have a great first drive and get the game's first points. Chris Olave with the touchdown. He finds one of his great receivers, Brock, and they are off to a great start to begin this ball game.
Yeah, it's such a positive offensively when you can go find not just a field goal, but a touchdown on that opening drive. And defensively, Ooh, this starts to shake the foundation of your preparation and makes you wonder what's in store.
Blake Groupie to try the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Saints will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Groupie on now to handle the kickoff. Washington now to return. And this drive will start inside the 25. Second drive coming up for the Jacksonville offense. They watch their fumble turn into points, so feeling maybe a little bit of an urge to make up for that now in this series. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Here's Etienne to begin the drive. He's only going to manage to get back to the line. Play wrapped up by Demario Davis. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. Lawrence working from the gun. Throw reeled in by Thomas. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
First and 10 from the 41. Out of the gun, a give to Etienne. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
8 yards to go. Well, let's see how they approach this 2nd down. They go right back to Etienne. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield and a back who can show off his wheels.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. Etienne again. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
To play running back in this league, well, you've got to have tremendous vision. We saw it twice, once to find the lane upfield, and then to get to space and break off some extra yards.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Now a give to Etienne running right. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line. Give him 4 that time, so 6 to go on 2nd down.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
2nd and 6 now. That's taken in by Etienne. And he's brought down. They're going to mark him at the 14. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that'll be good for a Jacksonville 1st down.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs. First
down from the red zone. And And this is caught. It's a Jacksonville touchdown. The Jaguars reach pay dirt for the first time this game. Brian Thomas Jr., the touchdown. Well, they definitely wanted to get that one out quick, Brock. They did just that, and it ends in 6.
We hear it all the time, but it is so true, Kate. This is a game about matchups. And when you see a throw that quick, it really was determined pre-snap. It was great design and tremendous execution.
Now we'll pause. The officials want to take a good look at this and confirm it was indeed a touchdown. Well, this right here is where having all those camera angles comes into play. We're going to get a much clearer picture thanks to all the shots we've got.
Yep, technology, everybody's friend right now. We get to watch it again and again, unlike these officials who got to see it once in real time. We just have to see, is there clear enough evidence to overturn the call that was made down there on the field?
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
All right, so wipe the touchdown away. He did not make the catch. Second and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Looking to throw, Lawrence. And this is caught. It's a Jacksonville touchdown. The Jaguars cut it to a lone point on the scoreboard. Brian Thomas Jr., the touchdown. All right, partner, what do you think? Was that a design read, or did he just see space and he was reacting more on the old quarterback instinct there?
Yes. I think yes on both of them, and that play happens so fast that it really is instincts on both sides.
Riley Patterson on for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Jaguars tie this game 7-7. On now is Cook to kick this away. To return this, Rashid Shaheed. This New Orleans offense readied up for its second drive of the contest. And after the impressive drive we just witnessed, you gotta imagine that they are hoping to respond with something similar.
Yeah, and I don't love to use the word can't, right? But this can't be a 3-and-out for this offense right here. They got to give their defense a chance to catch their breath and turn some of the momentum in the building.
Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. They're going to start on the ground with Kamara. And he gets it forward to steal about a yard out of that. Josh Hines Allen, that time to haul him down. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Has him on the quick hitter. And that will not be enough for a 1st down.
It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you could take a lick at any time.
1 yard, all that's needed. This is 3rd and inches. They send him left out of the slot. Carr with it on 3rd and short. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll get it up to the 44. And that play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Carr off the play fake. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete.
That play right there, Kate, that just goes to show you, you can't take any completion for granted. even some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Motion man is the tight end here, going left. The throw left side finds Johnson. And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of it. The former #1 pick, Trayvon Walker, on the stop.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
That's complete to Kamara. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. He picks up 15 on the play. And that's good for a New Orleans first down.
This dude just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that first down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
Throwing on first down, it's Carr. He finds Johnson. And he's out of bounds just short of the 30.
I know I can sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
After a good pickup, they're set up with second and short. Off the play fake, he'll throw. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. That's 16 on the pickup. And the Saints are going to have a first down.
You know I love those chunk completions. They're so critical. Those chunk plays, they lead statistically so often to scoring. And then when you get into a tight end and play action, it's just a little icing on the cake.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. Gets this to Johnson. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. The Saints break the tie here in the first. So, Brock, this offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they finish things with a touchdown there to give them the lead.
And the key word there that you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset, even early in the game, that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's great work to make sure they finish with 6 points.
Group B to try the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Saints take the lead here, 14-7 in the first. Here's Groupie on now to handle the kickoff. Dearness Johnson to return it. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Jacksonville offense back on the field now. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. They're out and set, 1st and 10. From the gun, ETN gets it. He's contained at the line for no gain. That play wrapped up by Demario Davis. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard running backs say there's just times you got to run in the darkness. And when linebackers fill that hole like that right in the middle of the field, he ran right into the darkness and the pain of that linebacker.
Out of the gun, Lawrence. Short pass brought in. And he gets him around 6 there. Brought down by Tyrann Mathieu.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Lawrence to throw it. He has the first over the middle. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stops. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. Slot man in motion left. Now give this up the middle to ETN. And he drives that front backward on a gain of 4.
Well, I'll steal a line from one of my buddies, but I'm going to quote him. Mark Schlereth, the 2-time Super Bowl winner, says if you want to run the ball, you got to keep running the ball. And that's a perfect example of it. Don't get tired. Don't get mad at gaining 4 yards. It's a run that can set up even more in the run game.
From the 44 here on 2nd down. Gets this one into the hands of Christian Kirk. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 22 on that one. And that's a Jaguar first down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
And that's good for a gain of 5. Brought down by Paulson Adebo. Even 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5. And they can go ahead and stay in that huddle. We're at the end of the first quarter. Neither side separating much so far. Back to the Superdome of Caesar in just a bit. Back for the second quarter. It's Jaguar football. They're advancing it well as they face 2nd down. That's complete. Here's Kirk. And he breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. Brought down by Paulson Adebo.
Well, we saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
3rd down, Lawrence to throw. Hits him on the out route. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that will set up 1st and goal.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Four downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. They'll run. ETN. And he won't win the race to the outside. That run's bottled up at the line. No gain that time, and now it'll be 2nd and goal.
I don't mind that call on the early downs. Give that defense something to think about. You got the inside run between the tackles, and whether it's jet sweeps or a little swing pass, or in that case a toss, make sure you threaten to the outside.
Trying it right side with ETN. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Hey, range is not an optional feature for middle linebackers in today's game. It's a prerequisite for the job. And this guy definitely has it. Followed that play from the start, and he ended it with a loss.
So now, here's 3rd and goal. From the shotgun, Lawrence. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that sack going to cost them some yardage.
I know we talk about rhythm a lot when it comes to music, but it's the same thing with the quarterback and his protection. This QB was in rhythm, but they knocked the notes out of him on that one.
On 4th down, out comes the Jaguars field goal team and Riley Patterson. This is a 35-yard look from the right hand. Koo able to put it through. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. On the return, it's Kendre Miller. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. New Orleans back on offense and ready to go now. And we'll see if the perfect start can continue as they try for their 3rd touchdown in 3 drives. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Carr. Taken in by Shaheed. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in.
That is a textbook 1st down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Motion man sent left. Working out of the gun, it's Carr. Olave with the catch. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
A new set of downs awaits him. Here's 1st and 10. Carr here from the gun. Makes the grab in bounds left side. And he takes it across the 30 before heading out. It's a gain of 22. And that's good for a New Orleans 1st down.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about 2 things. Separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks. That's the trust. And then they got to believe that that separation can create the big play down the field.
They kick the running back in motion. Throwing again, it's Carr. Connects with Johnson. And he has it down officially to the red zone at the 20.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Running left, this is Kamara. And he's still looking for the play that sparks the ground game as that one stopped for a loss.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
So now here's 3rd and 5. Now Carr. That's caught for the 1st. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. From the red zone now. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on 1st down.
Well, you got to have a short memory in the NFL. Incompletions happen. Now you got to make the adjustment and go get the next one.
So the incompletion on 1st. Here's 2nd and goal. Kamara. touchdown. The Saints now lead by 10. Alvin Kamara, the touchdown. Those defensive coaches got to be hot, Brock. That was a touchdown that shouldn't have happened. That tackle should have ended it.
You try bringing down one of these NFL running backs in, Miss Kate.
Okay, touche, partner.
They see that goal line. They smell that goal line. It is no sure thing to try to bring down one of those horses before they find pay dirt.
Group B to try the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Saints drive their lead to 11. Here's Group B on now to handle the kickoff. Johnson with a return here. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Jaguars send running back Travis Etienne trotting back out to the field. And down double digits, Brock. Field goals like we saw in their last drive aren't going to move the needle as much as they need to. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Lawrence working from the gun. He's got the hook up to Ingram. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They got 24 yards on the play. And that'll be good for a Jacksonville 1st down.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Now give, it's Etienne headed left. And they're all over him again. He's dropped at the line of scrimmage. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Made it all look so simple, didn't he? That linebacker sorting right through the traffic, finding the runner. That's instincts come to life.
On 2nd down, it's Etienne. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43. Give him 4 on that run. That's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
You make that call to just give yourself a fighting chance on 3rd down, Kate. Take at least a little bite of the big meal between them and the 1st down marker. And that should make this upcoming call a little less daunting.
Lawrence in the pistol. This is hauled in by Ingram. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39.
Those kind of completions are so frustrating, Kate. It's like a putt. You got it on line, you feel good about it's going in the hole, but you never want to leave it short.
On 4th down, it's Logan Cook on for the Jaguars to punt it away. And this one is crushed. Wow, beautiful punt here. That is going to go for 60 plus. The Saints and Derek Carr about ready to get back to work. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Carr setting to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to be out of bounds, I think, a yard or 2 short of the 20 here.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. They'll run the toss to Kamara. Avoids a defender. We've got a foot race. Big gain, 14 on the play. And the Saints are going to have a first down.
Oh, that vision he has when he gets into space, like a chess master, seeing multiple moves ahead of time. He knows who's going to attack and in what angles, and he maneuvers his way through before someone could finally get to him.
They send a tight end in motion. Carr with it on first. Finds him over the middle. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. It was Andre Sisco who hauled him down there.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. They run it from the gun with Kamara. And his drive forward halted after a couple of yards. Josh Hines-Allen, that time to haul him down. Just 2 yards there on the carry. They're going to need another 2 now on 3rd down.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Here he is to throw on 3rd and 2. Looking underneath, and the back brings it in. And he'll be brought down a step or 2 shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. 8 yards on the gain, and the drive continues forward.
Just get this guy touches. I don't care how, I don't care when. Just find unique ways to get this running back the ball, and over time, he's going to make you pay.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. Looking to throw, Carr gets this to Johnson. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a first down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Kamara now on 1st and 10. And he gets a few on the plunge forward.
I know that may look like a whole lot of nothing burger on the stat sheet, but those are the kind of plays, that inside run, that you see creative play action come off of later in the game.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Another run for Kamara. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Give him about 3 yards, and now they're going to have 3rd and 5 to figure out. Pistol snap to Carr. Looking for a target. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that extends their lead to 14.
The wind was at a sails, Kate, and it certainly helped that football fly true and right down the middle. And from that distance, to hit with that accuracy is one impressive shot.
Here's Groupie on now to handle the kickoff. Johnson now on the return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Out now runs the Jaguars offense. They struggled to produce on that last series, but better results ahead as they take possession here. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Inside handoff goes to Etienne. It is charged towards the line. That's right around 3 yards. Second down now, 7 to go. One of the tight ends in motion left. On the run, it's ETN. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Give him about 3 yards, and now they're going to have 3rd and 5 to figure out. Out of the gun, Lawrence. Escapes the pocket. He's running for it. And he slides down with enough to pick up that first. It's a pickup of 9 yards. And that's a Jaguar first down.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play. And denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
Here's ETN on first down. This is ahead for about 5. That play wrapped up by Demario Davis. First down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
A humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
Here's 2nd and 5. And for the first time, one of his throws doesn't find a home. It's incomplete, but boy, what a streak he had to begin this game. Part of what's earned him status, Brock, is one of the league's better tight ends are those hands, right? His dependable hands. So shouts to the defense there because he wasn't able to hang on that time.
Kate, it's one thing for these defenders to separate a receiver from the ball, but to do so on a stud tight end, that's big time.
ETN on the catch. And they'll get him down after he gets into the 48.
All you can do is shake your head sometimes. Sure, the pass play works, but they come up just an inch or 2 short for the first down.
They'll send Logan Cook out again for the punt. Back deep for the Saints is Rashid Shaheed. Kick is away, and this one might bring rain. Wow, what a kick. The Saints ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And at the pace he's begun the game throwing the football, Brock, he is in line for a special type of performance if they need to keep throwing it until the end. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Running behind center with Kamara. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3. So we're at the 2-minute warning here from the Superdome. And it's the Saints looking at 2nd and 3. Running back sent in motion. From the 27. Into the hands of Olave. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
They're set up at the 35 now. Throwing on first down, it's Carr. Completed over the middle. And he'll get it up to the 44. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Carr to the air now. Short pass brought in. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. They'll motion him out of the backfield. Carr now on first and 10. Out to his wideout, it's a screen. And he's going to be drugged down, looks like at that 37-yard line. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
So critical, Kate, on those receiver screens to get that ball out with great precision. You don't want that receiver thinking about anything but navigating the blocks in front of him. That's well done by everybody.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. Working out of the gun, it's Carr. This is complete to Olave. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it. We have a timeout here, second one taken by New Orleans. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. Nice spot here for the offense. It's second and 1. Throwing again, it's Carr. Gets this one to Shaheed. And they stop him. He's marked down along that 18-yard line. They get an even 10 on that play. And that's good for a New Orleans first down.
Time and again, receivers will tell their quarterbacks, just give me a chance. Just give me a chance. Just throw it up and give me the opportunity. Well, in this case, with even two defenders trying to cover that wide receiver, couldn't get it done.
Now, just before the break, a timeout taken by the offense, and they can try for some points going into the break. Only time left for one more snap, Brock, so they're going to run out their field goal unit. This is a 35-yard look from the right hash. Mickey kick is good. And that makes this a 3-score game.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm. And no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm and start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
Well, Brock, barring the touchback, this kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. All right, this is going to be the play that takes us to halftime. Throwing it just before halftime. He's going to try to drop it in deep right. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete. So we're at halftime here in beautiful New Orleans. And it's the Saints who've got the lead as we head to the break. Now we'll send you east to our studios in Orlando. That's where Jonathan Coachman is waiting to bring you the EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, what you got for us?
All right, Kate, thanks very much. We'll let you and Brock catch your breaths as we welcome the rest of you to our EA Sports Halftime Reports. We saw a strong first half from the veteran quarterback, Derek Carr. He's over 300 yards passing already as he's looking to possibly put his name in the record book.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our third quarter. On now is Cook to kick this away. Shaheed now to return. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Saints are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And you know this firsthand, partner. You get above that 300 mark, you and your offense are going to have plenty of highlights to choose from by this point in the game. We're getting a look at some of them now. You just got to marvel at how well he's played the quarterback position here. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Carr. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. He finds 37 yards on the play to move those chains.
I can guarantee you that's going to be in Tell the Truth Monday right there in the film room, front and center, showing you the importance of tackling in the open field. An opportunity to cut him down sooner, but the broken tackle allowed him to add those extra yards to the catch.
Down inside the 40 now with a 1st down following that last play. Throwing his car. This finds Moreau. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Darnell Savage brings that to an end.
The goal of that little drag route is to get him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. That picked up a good chunk, and it was nearly a big play.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. They bring a tight end in motion right. Carr off the play fake. Catch is made down the right sideline. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They get 28 out of that play. And now they have a 1st and goal.
Okay, I can promise you that's one of those play-action plays they've repped over the week during practice that both quarterback and tight end went to bed last night thinking, man, I hope this one's called. And when it is, I hope we have just a little space to operate. That play-action works beautifully. And the tight end, the beneficiary.
From the red zone now. And he will score. It's a New Orleans touchdown. The Saints grow the lead coming out of halftime. He hung in there as long as he could. A lot of quarterbacks would have bailed out. And it was what you talked about, Brock, that courage that kept the chant for the touchdown alive.
Yeah, that touchdown's going to show up on his stat sheet making the catch or the quarterback stat sheet for making the throw. But, hey, can we put some touchdowns up there for the big boys up front? It was their blocking and buying of time for that play that led to the score.
Group B to try the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Saints make it a 24-point ball game. Here's Group B on now to handle the kickoff. Washington now to return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Jacksonville heading out there on offense. That score pushed the deficit to 24, so every opportunity to chip away at it important as they take the field. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Here's ETN to begin the drive. And they're all over him again. He's dropped at the line of scrimmage. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
You want to see the term read and react with a little video in the football dictionary? That's it.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Lawrence working from the gun. That's complete to Ingram along the sideline. And he almost reaches the 45 before going out. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
Here's ETN. And they're all over him again. He's dropped at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
Big man up front said, not in my house. Let me tell you, Kate, once you're in the grasp of one of those big old fellas on the D-line, you're done. They would say it on the East Coast like this, it's over. Over.
ETN gets it on the draw. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
To be a stud back in this league, it takes more than just checking the athletic boxes. There's an IQ, a feel, a patience and craftiness required along with just tremendous vision. He showed all of it navigating that run up the middle.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. They go right back to ETN. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. This time it's a passing play. On the quick slant, it's Davis. And they make the stop. We're going to say at about the 37-yard line.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason. This is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Now Lawrence on the play fake. Bails out of the pocket quick. Oh, he's going to run for it. And he's brought down after a short gain.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock, you know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm, especially in a situation like that. And it's a good thing you woke up to it, able to make something out of nothing and at least keep them moving forward.
Fourth and 3, drive on the line. From the shotgun, Lawrence. He finds him beyond the marker. And he runs this to the 25 before being brought down. That's a gain of 10, and staring at a turnover on downs, Brock, they pick up the first instead.
Oh, I love 4th downs. It just brings out the very best, and you get to see how you handle the most pressure, and it turns out well, they handled it pretty darn well, and now they'll keep pushing.
Hands it to the receiver here in motion. Oh, look at this sweep. And he's brought down for a loss.
That's why you often see some mix, some high-percentage pass plays on 1st and 10. You got to keep the defense honest. They're always looking for a run in that situation and a chance to stack them up for 2nd and long.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Out of the gun, Lawrence. Hitting Ingram on the slant. Decent gain here, but short of the first.
You get this big old dude like him in the slot, it's an automatic mismatch advantage. You trade a little bit of speed, sure. You sure do get a lot of size. And anytime he's in the slot, you got to assume the ball's going his way.
Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Back to throw. Here's Lawrence. He goes back to him yet again. Complete. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Well, Brock, this one has not been good to them so far, but they are still fighting and able to get in there for 6.
Just a drive that was all about scratching and clawing. As much as anything, Kate, it was just a pride drive to go and get your job done.
Jags offense hasn't left since the touchdown. They're going for 2 here. He's throwing for it. And the that pass is successful. That's a little momentum builder as they attack this deficit. All right, partner, it is a small step on a long road back, but a necessary one. The touchdown and that conversion drop us back down to a 2-score game.
So you're saying there's a chance, Kate, just a little bit of a chance. Maybe they got to do it again and again and again. But all I know, time may not be on their side, but they did gain just a little bit of momentum.
On now is Cook to kick this away. Here's Miller on the return. And in the end, Brock, an exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. The Saints ready to return their offense to the field. And taking a look at these highlights, Brock, just a reminder of the type of game that they have had throwing the football. It really has been the key to their success.
Yeah, they've just not only stayed on schedule here, Kate. Man, they've made some music, right? Great rhythm.
Yeah.
Not just ahead of schedule, but huge plays that follow. We've seen a lot of different looks and wrinkles throughout this performance, and it's been a joy to watch.
First and 10 now from the 30. They're going to start on the ground with Kamara. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. Darnell Savage brings that to an end. Manages just a yard on first down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on first down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. Kamara's got it. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down.
Translatable skills, that's what you call it. So effective as a runner, but those same traits that make him a great runner, adept at getting those yards, well, he translates it now as a receiver in the open field.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Pistol snap to Carr. The throw left side finds Johnson. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
4th down punt coming for the Saints as Lou Headley runs out to send it away. And this one is away, and he got all of it and then some. And this one did hit at the 8, but took a big bounce and finished its journey in the end zone for a touchback. The Jaguars back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. And those legs must be tired, but he ain't stopping, Brock. Not with the type of game that he's been having for himself on the ground. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Up the middle they go with Bigsby. And they'll bottle this up after a 4-yard gain. Really Gay there on the tackle. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 6.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
They'll give this up the middle to Etienne. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. They gain 14 on the play. And that'll be good for a Jacksonville 1st down.
They had the 1st down by a comfortable margin right there. Remember that play call. Put that one away. Could be a money play for them the next time they're in a similar spot.
Counter give to Etienne. And he stopped after running it up across the 45 to the 46. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
ETN again. And they'll get him down after he gets into the 48. They get 6 and a first down as well.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a 3rd down call as that run moves the sticks. You have that call you had ready, though? You can recycle it. Save it for later for that next 3rd down coming.
1st and 10. Ball set up at the 48. Now we give left side to Bigsby. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
I know it from the position of the quarterback, Kate. Sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, that came at the perfect time.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Now it's Lawrence. Finding Davis. And he gets across midfield and into Saints territory.
This is one of those kind of win-win situations. Both sides feel good. As an offense, I get a completion. I get a win. As a defense, I keep everything in front of me. I make the tackle for a short gain. I get a win, too. Sometimes you can get to win-win.
Throwing is Lawrence on 3rd down. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or two, and 3rd downs critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hand, the coach wants to see them convert those.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. Now this one, not much of a chance of it staying in the field of play. They'll mark it out at the 13-yard line. The home team's headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And like we've seen from him before, Brock, he got a good game going early through the air and kept the pressure up from then on. He's still taking it to him now as we work through this 2nd half. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Here's Carr. Taken in by Shaheed. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
So many times, Kate, when I see these receiver screens, I think punt return. It's like a punt return. On punt return, it's all about those blocks. The returner's got to catch it, and he's got to feel those blockers in front of him. It's no different on a big play like this with the wide receiver screen.
The drive picks up here. 1st and 10. They kick the running back in motion. Carr with it on 1st. Hits his running back. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains.
This running back is a mismatch maker. That's how I label him on my little sheet right here. Right under his bio, this guy just creates matchup nightmares for every defender on the field.
Sending the tight end in motion left. This is complete to Olave. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They pick up 20 yards there. And the Saints are going to have a 1st down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Throwing again, it's Carr. Has him on the quick hitter. And they have this well into the red zone now at the 15. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
All set up now for 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. The throw is caught. Touchdown, New Orleans! Well, as they drive forward to what right now looks like it should be a win, Brock. He sure has taken advantage of a nice little chance to boost his stat line. His second touchdown of the game.
Yeah, you just kind of feel these two building some trust, right? Just more and more equity. Certainly paying dividends in this one, but more than likely for more games to come.
Group B to try the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Saints stretch the lead to 23. Here's Groupie on now to handle the kickoff. Washington now to return. And this will give them decent field position. The return gets out to the 30. The Jaguars and this running back headed back out for a new series. And his production is carried over into this second half. He keeps on running well, even with the workload they placed upon him. First and 10 now from the 30. That throw behind his intended target.
That just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted, even on some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Lawrence now off the play action. ETN on the catch. And he'll head out of bounds after a short gain.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to third down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. So that brings up 4th and long. Well, he found the route he wanted pretty quickly, Brock, but maybe, I don't know, he telegraphed who he wanted a little too much because that defender sure got there just as the ball arrived to force it loose.
Yeah, this is one of those tough moments as an analyst, right? Because you're right, offensively didn't get the job done, but I'm going to give a gold star to the defense. Anytime you make contact and you disrupt that pass, that's a job well done defensively.
This offense and their quarterback making their way back out there, ready to take over once again. And he has continued to own this defense and keep on throwing that football, partner, making this performance one that he's going to remember, but as you like to say, the defense would probably rather forget. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Carr here from the gun. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Tough one to retain through that hit. And now they face 2nd down. Well, Brock, this substantial deficit sure hasn't toned the edge that this defense is playing with, huh? If anything, feels like they might be getting more aggressive, looking to make some sort of impact play.
And that's because turnovers are really the name of the game for this defense at this point.
And he's not going to escape this. The Jags drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
It's looking like a dreaded 3-and-out offensively, but listen, if you can't keep your quarterback clean and upright, you're going to need some magic, big-time magic, to convert on this 3rd and long.
Defense with an excellent opportunity at a stop here on third down. Running back sent in motion. Carr staring down a third and long. He's got Shaheed. And they're able to drag him down as he reaches the 15-yard line.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
Here comes the Saints punting unit. And he wants to hit his second effort just as well as he hit his first. Absolutely crushed his first punt, and here's another huge one. His work begins at the 31. And he's brought down before the return gets far. That one scored as a massive 67-yard effort. And it'll be Jaguars football. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Motioning left is Thomas. First down throw, Lawrence. That's Thomas, he's got it. And they touch him down, looks to be about 4 yards short of the sticks. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 46. And that one looked like an interception for a second. Instead, it's incomplete. Defender couldn't hang on to it. Third down coming up.
I think I could see his eyes from the booth. He was envisioning the return and simply dropped it. We got to secure the pick before anything else.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down. From the shotgun, Lawrence. It's tipped away and it's going to hit the ground incomplete. Defender winning that rep. That brings up fourth down.
I'm just going to say maybe not the guy you want to pick on in coverage on this particular series. Gets a hand on that throw and knocks it away. The next time, well, he could get 2 hands on it and take it the other way.
The Jaguars into punt formation. And this one is out of bounds. No return on the kick.
Their own 13-yard line.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Carr. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
It's now 2nd and 19 at the 4-yard line.
This is the end of the third quarter. The Saints have it as we start the fourth, and they can probably go on cruise control with that lead. Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Here's a give inside to Kamara. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. Give him 4 on the play. Doesn't help a ton because they're still left with 3rd and 15.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign where they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
It's Kamara on 3rd down. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. 4 yards narrows the distance a bit, but still some yardage left here on 4th down.
It's 4th down.
Their punter making his way out now. Lou Headley will kick it away. He's been hitting it well so far. This is another big one. He has it at the 33. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. Officially a 69-yard punt. What a kick. And it's going to be their football coming up. The Jaguars in a good starting spot for this drive. Coming up, 1st and 10. Lawrence working from the gun. That's complete. Here's Kirk. And he's able to move past the 45 before going out.
Kid, I promise you, if you and I got to travel the country and watch young quarterbacks, even really good high school quarterbacks, out routes are the hardest to complete. Slants, goes, fades, all that stuff comes somewhat naturally, but really trusting yourself to throw that out route, that comes with time and experience.
Into traffic, complete. And he's going to get stopped right around the 45-yard line. A 7-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
Not met many receivers in my life that don't love the spotlight, but you got to earn your place there. The easy way to do it, catch it is just like that, going up into double coverage and making the play anyway.
1st and 10, it's Lawrence. That's taken in by Etienne. And this one doesn't go far.
As an offense, you don't call a screen, kid, expecting to gain just a few yards. You call it expecting to break out something big and substantial. It's up to that defense to stay ahead of it, to keep it contained to something much smaller. Case in point right there.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Davis, the motion man right. Sticking in the air with Lawrence. He'll get this to Etienne. And he's going to step out with no gain.
You know, you compare and contrast stats over the decades, Kate. One thing you see is the completion percentages are through the roof. In this day and age, compared to the 60s and the 70s, a big reason is just completions like that. Utilizing every one of your eligible receivers. That time, a running back in the flat.
3rd and long for him here. He beams one deep right side. And they can't connect on the 3rd down deep shot. Love the courage they had to try it. But it's incomplete, and now we've got 4th down.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
Offense still staying out after the incompletion. They're going to try on 4th. Out of the gun, Lawrence. He connects downfield on 4th. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. What a time to rip off that type of gain, huh? Gets him the first on 4th down. From the red zone now. Dumps it off to his running back.
Well, there was never a play in any playbook I ever saw designed for a lost yardage play when you throw the ball. But if there's any solace, at least it was 1st down. A couple more chances to make up for it.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. They are throwing it again. This throw is caught. And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the 1st. Third and 4 coming up now. Lawrence looking to throw. Flush down out to his left. And he will score. Touchdown, Jacksonville. The Jaguars making the scoreboard look a touch better. Trevor Lawrence with the touchdown. His 3rd total score in this game. Wow, great work there by the quarterback. The play broke down, didn't really have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise, and in the end, Brock, the best call he could have made.
Yeah, and you can do it in different ways in today's NFL, right? The Tom Brady's just recently retired. He did it with his brain. He did it with his mind, but you've got to be able to improvise, as you said. You got to be able to create when a play breaks down, and when you can put 6 on the board, man, does that infuse your offensive group with confidence.
On now is Cook to kick this away. Shaheed now to return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The home teams, and Chris Olave ready to take over once again on offense. And he's been reading the coverage, dare I say, Brock, even better than his quarterback has all game. I mean, he just continues to find openings and make plays in this second half. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Throwing his car. This finds Moreau. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37.
There's no routes on the old proverbial route tree, Kate, that takes more trust than throwing an out route. You're throwing it to a spot and believing your guy can get there.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Pistol snap to Carr. Hauled in left side. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. He'll move the sticks after ripping off a gain of 28.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine, because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. That was the epitome of courage, to make that in cut and make the catch.
1st down, ball at the 36. Motioning him from the slot right. Carr with it on 1st. This is brought in along the sideline. High degree of difficulty for a short gain.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Throwing again, it's Carr. He keeps those feet in and makes the catch.
Well, that one came with a high degree of difficulty. Had to balance focusing on the catch, keeping those feet in bounds.
Here we go, 3rd and less than a yard. Now Carr. Olave with the catch. And he's brought down. They're going to mark him at the 14. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Carr now on 1st and 10. The throw is caught. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play.
It's the pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 8-yard line.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Here's Carr. He's got it. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop. It's a 6-yard gain. That sets up 1st and goal.
There's no question the greatest concern there was just getting the first down. You want a high percentage throw, and you're not really concerned about big yards. Well, the drag route was perfect. He comes open in the short field. It's easy to zip that throw right in there and reset those chains.
Throwing it again here. He's got it! It's a New Orleans touchdown! No hesitation on that throw. He got the guy he wanted right away, and he got it to him for the touchdown.
You know, it's great, Kate, to draw plays and have all sorts of different options, but it's even better when you don't have to get to your second read. His first broke open just like they planned, and that's 6 in the end.
Groupie's extra point is good. And the Saints grow the lead now to 22 points. Here's Groupie on now to handle the kickoff. Johnson with a return here. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The visitors returning their offense and this running back to the field. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended, Brock, in a touchdown. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Lawrence. ETN on the catch. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a 1st down.
You know, I'm really not sure if that was an intentionally brave play to challenge double coverage or just simply not seeing the 2 defenders. Either way, what a tremendous throw and catch that earns some momentum.
On 1st and 10, here's Lawrence. Finds the in route complete. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's a Jaguar 1st down.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Motioning the tight end now. 1st down throw, Lawrence. That's taken in by ETN. And they get there to take him down right around the 41.
These intermediate gains, that's the wheelhouse for these 2 to connect on. Start the series off well. It sure keeps the defense on its toes in case they try to load up and just simply cover the receivers.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Sticking in the air with Lawrence. That's complete. Here's Kirk. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. They'll say he got 5 there, but Brock, all they care about is the 1st down that comes with it.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the 2 of them.
They're set up at the 35 now. 1st and 10, it's Lawrence. Completed over the middle. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. From the gun, ETN gets it. And that run very short, only getting to the 27. pick up a yard. Still need one more, though. Third down coming up. Trying it right side with ETN. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that first down right there.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Now a carry by ETN. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. Halfway there on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
From the 18 on 2nd down. He's got it to him yet again, and that one is caught. Give him about 16 yards on that gain, Brock, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
Might be trying to power this across, Brock. They've got 3 tight ends out there. It's 1st and goal. Oh, the football's loose. Oh, they got it back. They can try and salvage something. The rookie from Texas there on the tackle. Ooh, let's give him a second there. Give him a sec. I'm going to imagine his heart's probably going, what, 150, 160 beats per minute right now, Brock, after nearly losing that fumble.
Yep, and it wasn't just a ball he dropped there. It was at least 3 points, too. But fortunately, that ball stays with them in the red zone. And now I'm really curious. It's one of those moments, Kate. Will they put the ball back in his hands, trust him again to hold on to it, and maybe go get that touchdown you know he so badly wants?
Out of the gun, a give to ETN. And in a rarity today, he stopped at the line of scrimmage. Stopped for no gain, and it leaves them 6 yards out on 3rd and goal.
So close to a big loss of yards for those guys up front. 1 second sooner, and they got a tackle behind the line. But a stop to celebrate nonetheless.
And he will score. Touchdown, Jacksonville. The Jaguars get it back to within 2 possessions. Brian Thomas Jr., the touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. Exactly the play they were looking for, Brock. They saw it, and he put it right on the money.
Yeah, it really was a perfect play. This is what it looked like in practice, but more importantly now to get it done in game time, that's what you're looking for. Amazing when it all comes together.
The Jags have the offense out for another 2-point attempt. He's throwing for it! And he's got a man complete. And he's going to cross for the score. They trim that deficit down to 14. And they stay perfect, Brock. That's a perfect 3 for 3 now on 2-point tries. Is it just automatic at this point that if there's a touchdown, they're going to go for 2?
Well, I think until this defense stops them, that answer is going to be yes. It's not supposed to be this easy. I mean, the numbers tell you you're not supposed to have this kind of success rate, but it's really clear this defense has no answer. Run, pass, confidence, the offense is owning them.
Still down a couple of scores after that. They're going to set up for the onside kick. And no problem for the Saints. They cover it up. Well, kind of feels like we're starting to get to that point, Brock.
And what point is that, Kate?
You know, the bold point of the game where you have to try something bold could end up becoming a play that finally sinks them, though.
Yeah, it's time for desperation. Without a defensive stop here, it's really hard to lay out the scenarios for much success. Every second matters now when you don't come up with that onside kick.
New set of downs for him from the 46. Kamara now on 1st and 10. And they beat him to the edge. That run stopped back at the line. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
These big D tackles in this league, they love weaponizing their size right in the middle of the field. It is so hard to clear lane against them. And once he got his paw on him, it was dead on arrival.
We give on 2nd to Kamara. And he's able to take this up pretty close to that 40-yard line. There's 5 on that play. They need 5 more now on 3rd down.
When you don't have great success on 1st down, Kate, it's a little bit like a hitter in baseball falling behind in the count. And all you want to do as a hitter is get back to a fighting chance. Give yourself a better count. That play, well, it does the same here. Now a much more manageable and opportune 3rd down situation.
Carr with it on 3rd and short. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up. They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. That's cut beyond the marker. And he'll be brought down at about the 29. Now just 4 seconds after our 2-minute warning, we've got another pause. Timeout taken by the defense. And someone has officially flown higher than the Dutchman, Brock. That completion pushes him past Norm Van Brocklin for the most passing yards in a game in NFL history. A mark of 554 yards and stood resolute since back in 1951, and 7 decades later, someone has finally topped it. To the line we go. They're set, 1st and 10. A tight end in motion now. Running behind center with Kamara. Still has room inside the 15. And he's taken down just in time at the 2. Timeout taken by the defense. They're 2nd. And they'll have just 1 left to burn now. First and goal now as they try to pad this lead. Williams is in. Touchdown, New Orleans. The Saints make it a 3-score game in the 4th. Well, Brock, not much to say other than the fact that this offense on point. They're just clicking today.
Just rolling. I mean, this is clinic. This is what I call teaching tape. Being well prepared, and more importantly, going out there and executing at a high level.
Group B to try the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Saints stretch their lead to 21.
Jaguars 34.
Here's Groupie on now to handle the kickoff. Washington now to return. He stopped on the return at the 27. Now the Jaguars getting set to go. And this a final opportunity to make things a little closer in that final score. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Lawrence. This is hauled in by Ingram. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped.
The goal of running that drag route is to get it to him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. Picked up a good chunk, and there was nearly room to add even more.
Keeping that pace going as the clock continues to run. Now Lawrence on the play fake. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. Brought in inside the 20. They rip off a huge chunk of field as the downs reset.
I try to remind you a time or two, Kate, that you always got to start your read from the secondary forward. You got to see what the safeties are doing. If you're going to throw a ball in the middle third, deep downfield like that, you have to have tremendous awareness of where those safeties were, and the QB just nailed it.
And that one's incomplete, but boy, are they lucky it wasn't intercepted. That was a risky shot, but fortunately, they still have second down coming up.
And that was it. That was their chance to escape this series. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points, and that was their ticket off the field. Unfortunately, they just couldn't quite hang on.
Lawrence now off the play action. And what a risk, but he can't hang on. No interception, but nearly a turnover in the end zone.
Oh, that was such an opportunity lost. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points on the series. And instead, well, he just couldn't quite hang on.
Throwing is Lawrence on third down. No place to go, so he just threw it away.
So many coaches love third downs and practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game or already out of hand, coaches know got to execute, convert on these third downs.
Third down pass didn't work, but the offense staying out there on fourth. Lawrence working from the gun. He's got the hook up to Ingram. And he's going to be out of bounds a few yards short of the first. That's going to be a turnover on down. And this one won't get close. They make the stand and force that turnover on downs.
Hey, I get it's already over, but go down swinging. Unfortunately, that play, like so many of them today, Kate, has been pretty indicative of how this contest has gone.
The offense returning to the field now as we get a look at their wideouts. And with just a lone timeout remaining across the field, they're going to be able to run out this clock on the victory. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Run here with Kamara. And not much doing. He stopped quickly. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8. So it's a win for the Saints. And it was a game for fans of high-scoring football, wasn't it? I know Brock was enjoying seeing both of these offenses work, and really not a lot to dislike from either group. Just one side working at a slightly better clip than the other. That was the difference in the win. So for my partner Brock Heward and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Saints as we say so long from New Orleans.